All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the basement. That's BASSMINT. Welcome all bass players around the world. We got some Canadian bass players in here. We got some Jamaican bass players in. Where'd you say you from?
Kingston, Jamaica.
Oh yeah, Jamaican bass players. And the rest of us, Detroit bass players. Welcome to the basement. That's BASSMINT. The reason we spell it BASSMINT meant because we meant to come down to the basement.
And nobody knew that till today.
And when we play in mint condition. You see what I'm saying?
Look at that.
That's why we spell it M-I-N-T. Now, I just made that up, so you can take it if you want. But folks, let me introduce all these bass players. Could y'all give me a second here? Introduce all these bass players. Today, folks, every now and then we do a round table. Now today I'm proud to do this round table and the subject is improvising. We have done another episode in the basement about improvising where I was trying to explain improvising. If you look at it, you see I couldn't explain it very well. So we have some great improvisers in here and they're going to teach me how to improvise in less than 15 minutes.
Okay, well,
so
I did not know this.
so first let's introduce all these other bass players that's in the basement with us today. We have Mary Lee.
Hi.
How you doing? We got Andrew.
Hi.
Two Detroit bass players. You know what? I can call y'all alumni now because we already did an episode. So
right.
So y'all, welcome to the basement again.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
Right here we got Mr. John Sargent. John, I'm going to have to ask you to get up on that panel up over there, please, sir. Because John, if y'all go back and look at some of our episodes, he is a killer improviser, and I want to pick his brain.
You got some tweezers?
So, and then we also have some of John's family. Could you tell us your name?
Maitland.
Maitland, what's your relationship to the improviser?
My dad.
Oh, your dad?
Oh, man. Right. I'm Savannah, and this is Ian. I'm the daughter, the youngest daughter, and this is the first grandchild.
And that's your first grandchild?
Yeah, it is.
And you brought him to the basement. Thank you so much.
You threatened me, man.
Yeah.
You called me up my house and said, hey, you got to come.
I thank y'all for coming, family.
In the morning.
Also, we have here, tell us your name, Don.
Donald Waugh.
Donald Waugh, excellent improviser, man. I can't wait to ask you some questions. We already just met John. And also in the basement is Mr. William B. Pope II. But we don't call him that. We call him anything but that. It's like Pope later, Popalicious, Pope Nottage,
Popetropolis,
Potpourri.
Potpourri.
Yeah.
With that shirt, Mr. Popo would be appropriate.
One of our favorite bass players in the basement, and the boy got mad stage presence. If you think I'm playing, you better go check out his check him out online. William Pope.
Hamilton Band, Zamar, you know.
Yeah, he's been all over the country. Overseas, he get his passport stamped, and he be killing on that bass.
That's right, it's super easy.
We also have another bass player in the house with us. We got Carl.
It's really like,
How you pronounce your last name?
you kill on it.
Carl Hightech.
It's Finn. It's actually
Hi,
Finn
Tucker.
on this neck.
We also have y'all hold up a second, man, while I introduce your guest.
Yes.
We also have Sherwin.
Yes.
Another Detroit bass player. We also have Lance Gully, my man.
Yeah.
The young buck, the young boy in the basement, the youngest one in the basement. thank you for coming out again. Can I get the interview, Shirley? Thank you very much. We also have, let's tell us your name.
Robert Taylor.
Robert Taylor, another bass player. We also have with us, tell us your name.
Mo Hughes.
Mo Hughes, alumni in the basement. We also have with us Mr. Reginald Cassidy, the owner and host of the basement. And this is his house. And tell us, we have another bass player. Tell us your name.
Ventura Ingram.
Ventura Ingram, another Detroit bass player. First time in the basement. Thanks for coming out, bro. We're going to have to get an interview with you. We're going to get an interview with you, and you get an interview, and you get an interview, and you get an interview. All these new people here. Not a car, interview. Okay? All right, so, and I'm Big Eyes, and I play bass as well. All right, so fellas, the question I gotta ask you: how do you improvise Pope? What's the secret to improvise? Because let me explain this to you. Let me explain it to you like this.
Okay.
When they point at me and say, Big Eye solo, you might hear doom, 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 and then I point back to them and it's over. You getting one bar. I'm just kidding, but give me, what is it?
For me, because I might be from a different angle, because I've never taken lessons. So it's not like I got anything to, it's just from years of playing different stuff, and then when you come up, it's just how you feel, at least for me. It's how I feel at the time, because I get called out in the most unopportune times, in the middle of ballads, and I'm like, a solo? Now? Yeah. It's a ballad. It's not, you don't solo on that. And they're like, yeah, Pope. Pope, he about to jam. And I'm thinking, okay. And I always look at it as, what would I want to hear? What would I want somebody to do if I was playing? And then sometimes I try to make it simple. And then as you play, and then sometimes you go, oh, let me add that in there. And let me add that. And then let me stop and give them some air. Y'all see me? Okay, now let me come back and give you a little bit more. See, because you don't have to play 1,000 notes. Some of the best solos are some of the simplest things. But what it is you connecting to the crowd, or even at home, you connecting with yourself. Because you, like when you were saying that you sit and play a lot, I did that a lot just because all my friends are outside playing football, but I just wanted to just play. And I would just sit in the room, and I didn't know no scale, so I would try to figure out things. I go, ooh, that's a harmonic. Oh, I can do that down there. Okay, and I would just mess around, and then when I would play, people would go, you know you play the harmonic? I go, oh yeah. I know what I'm doing. But for me, it's more of a feeling than me actually knowing. Yep. You know what? And the thing is, get as many things under your belt as you can. Remember stuff that you like. Like if you have a favorite Stanley Clark line, you know it's a favorite piece in that line that you like. If you got to do a solo, you might do it. Thank you. That's it. Sit down. The crowd, because the crowd is going, what did he just do? That boy is bad. And you went, I do nothing. So that's how that's the popology of what I'm doing.
John, tell me, what I've heard you, I can't see you right now, but I've heard you, and on the guitar, and remember Pope, we was asked him about it. It's like, can you do that on the bass? And he didn't miss a beat. No, and so it ain't the instrument in your hand. It's something up in your head, man. Help me. Give me some tips, bro.
Well, let me first of all qualify all that. I'm not a bassist as such. I can play the instrument. My main instrument is guitar. So well,
what you doing in the basement then?
Well,
no, I'm just playing.
Y'all be letting me hang out. Y'all get the sanctuary here.
Perpetrator.
Yeah, that's right. From a guitar standpoint, I'm coming from chords and melodies, and so I'm trying to learn improv that way, sort of like, so I'm playing, say, an A minor chord. So when I take a solo, I want to describe that chord in a pretty way. But the same thing with bass. If I'm playing bass, you know, I'm playing a bass line, you know, and they ask me to take a solo, so you try to describe the chord, you know, including the changes.
Okay, I didn't hear nothing to do with a chord. So, I didn't. I'm just saying, I didn't hear it.
That's the chord that he's actually.
So,
In other words, I was playing A minor and
so Don,
that's how I try.
You got an A minor chord in your repertoire?
I'm not used to this, but can I get my bass instead?
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's only 5 strings.
Yeah.
It feels empty. Man, that's beautiful action, man. That's beautiful work.
Oh, I love that bass, but I need to get used to it though.
You know what? Can John? Oh no, that's electric. You got to play the upright.
So.
Well, I mean, he built an electric.
Yeah, I seen 2 of them. Acoustic one and regular.
First we could hide bodies and it was so big.
Yeah, okay, so if you play an A minor chord for me. So John, okay, there's your A minor-ish chord. That's like a 13th or something.
That's a minor 7th.
Minor 9.
Minor 9.
Minor 9? Okay, so go ahead. Just give me an example how you draw from that chord.
You know what's happening right now?
What?
I'm playing a bass. So I'm thinking bass. Even though I'm trying to improvise, I'm thinking bass. So I can't.
Okay, so let's do something. Pope, can we give you an electric bass? Cause you're not. I ain't feeling.
The upright, ready mouth.
No, it's more. You're limited by this monstrosity here. Can I give you an electric bass? Can we give you an electric bass, Carl?
Grab that for him.
Carl. Can you mind if he play?
Sure.
And then
oh, it comes to yeah, dirty now.
Hey, that don't mean nothing. It's just my age. I'm getting a hot flash. That don't mean I'm.
Pope, could you just let him have that for a second?
Oh yeah.
You know what? Actually, for that matter, could I just play yours?
Yeah. Please.
That'll work. It's simple.
Okay, so yeah, so now the A minor thing. Turn this way so I can see you a little bit more. Okay, so question again.
He said, "Where's the chord at?"
Yeah.
Playing. He said,
Yeah, I don't hear
he's
no
trying to figure out
chord.
how that's a chord in that.
Okay,
Like it's coloring it to be a chord.
I'm gonna play the fundamentals of the chord. This is A minor.
Slow it down a little bit so they catch you. Talk to him.
Okay, thank you. I finally heard it. I finally heard it. Okay, so now stop that for a second?
It feels good, man.
Nice.
Okay, so Don,
Yes.
another excellent improviser. Where do you? How do I improvise?
For me, I kind of come from the school of melodies. I like him, where it's whatever the song is saying at the time, whatever whatever melodies in my head. So if I can't sing it, chances are I can't play it. So that's more the school I come from, rather than technique and skills and per se. So it's just about where my fingers land, I guess. I don't really think too much about the technical aspect per se, but about the sound and the feeling. So I know I'm the worst person to teach.
All right, so
I have a question. Who down here has ever ate barbecue and been to a good and had some good barbecue?
I just had some today.
How do you tell somebody how to eat barbecue? Because we can talk about the technical aspects of improvising, but each person picks that cue up one way or the other, or eat the coleslaw, whatever.
Coleslaw.
It's personal with everybody. So the more you know about music, so when you do get a chance to take a solo, you could approach it many different ways. Like Pope says, a feeling. He's listening to what the music is saying. Me, again, I look at it, I'm playing chords, so I see the notes of the chord, and I try to take those notes and try to tell a story with it. But that's the basic. But to teach somebody how to improvise, that's, you lock them in a room with a fifth of bourbon and it's their favorite music. And over a period of time from them playing music and learning their instrument, and learning the instrument is easy.
Yeah.
But learning the music, that's where it comes from, and that's where you get your material from to improvise.
okay, so Pope, play something so I can hear where he comes from. Just play a bass line, Pope. So now, show me how you draw from melodies. So you don't care what key you in or nothing. So what are you doing?
That's hard to tell somebody that.
Okay, can Pope have some? Okay, so Pope. So what are you doing? Tell me.
I'm thinking orange. Orange over here. Orange over here. I'm thinking my glasses are coming off. Put them over there while I do that. Just like that.
All right. Okay. So thank you very much. All right. So
everybody's expressing their opinion
Right.
on this key, their personal opinion, and everybody's opinion is going to be slightly different.
okay. So what I have learned is absolutely nothing.
Isn't that something?
No,
I know what you mean.
I'm just playing by that, but no. What I actually learned is that you just go and you just go practice.
Right,
You
it's
just-
right, and that's the whole thing. It's what you like. It's what you like to hear, and then it's like, okay, you can watch other people. Like I've watched you online, and I go, oh, I like that line, so I'm gonna borrow that.
Right.
Then when I see you, I'm gonna give it back. You ain't gonna even know it.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I
And then
agree
can
with that.
thank you. So thank you very much. I really.
Hold up a second.
I really like that about opinions, because I'm afraid to play in front of people, but I've got a lot of opinions. And I don't mind sharing my opinions.
There you
So that
go.
makes it very different.
Right, and I might add, I might add this. He draws from oranges. He draws from chords. He draws from melodies. Me, my personal self, I have 5 things that I draw from to improvise, and I'm still working on it. I probably can give you, 4 bars, and that's it. You know, I can give you 4 kilobars, and that's it. And then it's a repeat of the whole thing. But I draw from scales. You know, I draw from scales. I draw from chords. I draw from stealing from other people.
Okay, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? Just exactly what you were saying.
Base stuff, plagiarism is all legal.
Right. I also draw from patterns and shapes, what you were talking about earlier, patterns and shapes. And then the last thing I draw from is all of that, all of my knowledge, everything I know, and then what I feel.
Well, you know,
no matter how simple it is, how do I feel at that moment, at that time, for that piece?
It's a feeling, you know. I mean, if you're not feeling the music, to be honest, the music is so emotional that if you can't translate what you're feeling to the audience, it's not music, you know.
So you got to work on that, folks. So all of those folks who want to improvise, I hope you learned something, because I did. And that's going to conclude this.
Before you conclude it,
round table. Before I conclude,
it's 2 people who I look up to a lot, and I've watched them do this, and I'm not very good at it. But Mike Harrington and Jimmy Ali, I've watched them take keyboard chords and play the chords, have the keyboard play the chords, and then they solo over that chord. And they solo over that chord until they get tired of soloing over that chord, basically. And then they'll hit another chord, which means now you got to be thinking, what are you going to play? What combination am I going to play? How am I going to play this long? Am I going to play it short? But the people who I see that are really, really good at doing that, they take the time to be able to play over something, you know? I mean, of course, I'm going to play over something like that. And see, I was just letting you know that I'm going to play over something, but it's going to be the something I'm going to be playing over is going to be orange, but it's going to, you know, but again, I'm being serious. They play over something. So when you at home, just play, grab your bass, and sometimes you can just sit down while you're watching TV. Just sit down and just and you don't even have to play what's going on. You can just play. You know, that's how you get good. The more you, I was always told, the more you play, the better you get.
I hate to interrupt, but I just got the signal. Junior is about reached his vertical limit, and we need to make a run.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks. That's why I got this improvising out of the way first, because I knew you were have to play Grandpa, and and we will see you next time, folks.
I appreciate being in the basement. This is wonderful.
And I'd like to thank all my panel, Mayor Lee, Andrew, John's family, and Savannah back there, Don, John, Pope, Carl, Sherwin, Lance, Robert, Mo, Reggie, Ventura. I can't believe I remembered all those names finally. And myself, thank you very much, folks, for hanging out with us in the basement.
Thanks for letting us hang out. See all y'all
on a solo tip, talking about improvising. While folks are leaving, we're gonna have our boys play us out.
Look, I'll see you.
Take care.
This is that's the same as that. Oh, it is. Same as that. This is okay. It's the jazz bells. So I'm gonna try this jazz bells. Okay. That's how you say it. It's like a line. Trying to.
Woo! I like it.
That's heavy.
Let's do it.